big fireball. More fire. More fire.
Here we go, guys. This is the United Forever podcast, episode 42. This one's called Butterfingers and Wreck-It Ralph. I am Sam Spanner, and I'm with my legendary cousin.
Adam Shagham, how are you?
Good, mate. How's it going?
Yeah, mate, not bad, not bad. Just dealing with the beast from the east, number 2, with the snow today. Honestly, it's fucking freezing
me.
outside. Mate, honestly, it's horrendous.
Bloody hell.
It's like minus, well, it's -3, but the wind chill factor's taken up to -10.
Bloody hell, mate. So hopefully that'll soothe your balls as well. If you've got the old squote rot, you can cool them down outdoors, hang them out the window.
Luckily, I don't suffer from that anymore, believe it or not.
Oh yes, the old Manscaped job, isn't it?
Yes, mate, you know it. That
there
is
we go.
the way forward.
Well, so listen, right? So obviously we drew 3-3 against the old Evertonians, and I can see that a good fraction of the fan base is depressed as fuck. Well, this is going to be good old banter therapy for those who are shedding tears or who just got a long face like that horse that walked into the bar. So anyway, we've got some shout-outs, mate. Shout-outs to the old listeners the other day who participated in some good old Arsenal piss take puns. They were the arse puns. The one and only Santa Notch. He said, ready, brace yourself, Jack Wilkshire biscuit. So we've thrown a few air biscuits at each other in the past. And
we have, definitely.
We got Martin Crohn's disease. Crohn's disease.
Fucking hell.
But I was having a good old chat with Santa Notch earlier today, so you've got to check out his videos. They're fucking pucker, mate. So he's done a video. Ooh, bit of a Ford Capri there. Nope. So basically, he's got a video where he's trying to correct the uneducated over here. I say over here, I'm over in Spain, but you lot over in the UK with your ignorance when it comes to the pure Italian food. And we're lovers of the Italian food, aren't we, mate?
Yes, mate.
So, I mean, I'm going to make a confession, Santa. Basically, pizza, we love pizza. We love all the original, the proper stuff, the Italian food. However, when I was at uni, going back God knows how many decades, I was like a connoisseur for this local pizzeria, which wasn't really. It was just this like proper shabby pizza place in Colchester called Pizza Hot for You. You remember that, don't you, Ed?
Yes, mate. I still order from there.
Mate,
I'm still a regular. Yep.
No, I'm telling you, you've got to love a bit of grease, mate.
Yes.
Fat is flavour. You love the fat. So we used to, with the lads, we used to do a Champions League Tuesday. So we'd order like the most ridiculously large pizza. And it was like, I don't know, it must have been about 12 quid. And then it would be like, would it have been a 15-inch? I can't remember the inches, but mate, no, more than that. 20-inch, the extra large one.
They do, let me get this right, hang on. There was a super, which was a 15-inch. Then they've created another one for 15 quid. You can get an 18-incher.
Okay.
But there's another company that have just opened up.
Right.
And basically, round the corner from them, it's another pizza place. Hang on, I'm just trying to find it.
Okay.
Hang on.
Well, while you're finding it, I'm just going to say, so basically, when it was a Tuesday evening, we'd get proper blindoed and then we'd eat copious amounts of pizza grease, mate. I know Santa Notch will be shaking his head thinking, oh dear, you've let the team down. But mate, back in the day, you wanted to get a bit of fat around your liver. So, oh, it was brilliant.
Yeah. Hang on.
So keep
I'm
looking
nearly
for that.
with you. Hang on.
Keep looking for it. Yeah. Well, I'm
Yep.
going to just go on for some more of the puns from the other listeners. So we've got Rich Sutherland. He said, Paul begs for Merson. So fuck knows what Paul Merson would have been doing, drinking too many lagers, mate. Had the lager
Brilliant.
shots. And then we got Jay Parker. This one's very creative. Small Bella in intestine. So that was pretty good. And we've got good old matey boy, the one and only Texan, Boomhauer. So he says the winner is Dangleberry instead of Highbury. So yeah, we appreciate your support, matey. Absolutely classic. So I'm going to say, right, here's a bit more therapy, banter therapy. Liverpool, mate.
Yep.
Get ready. This is the first time they've lost 3 on the trot at Anfield since 1963.
Brilliant.
Fucking brilliant, mate.
Yes, mate.
Oh dear, oh dear.
It is, and it's have you heard Roy Keane going off on one? Have you seen it online yet?
No, I've got to see
this afternoon. Mate, honestly,
I've seen some messages pop up.
Yeah, mate, honestly, I can't recommend it enough. You need to have a look, because what he's saying is like on the right, and hit the nail on the head, mate. Hit the nail on the head.
Sweet. Well, I bet it is cutthroat, so I'll be definitely listening to that shortly. But just to remind the old listeners, the other day we couldn't do the after show from old Southampton, taking the piss out of them. Because basically I was at work and all of a sudden I had like a serious bout of shits. And Dave the other day, he literally said something about praying to the porcelain god. So that was me. And I'm more or less back to full health now, which is brilliant. So we've got to bring on the puns, mate. So we've got some puns.
Before we do, I found what I was looking for. It's a company called the Big Fat Pizza Company, right? And they do a 24-inch pizza. 24-inch pizza,
Oh, my
mate.
fucking God.
Yes.
Mate, that is like, just absolutely criminal.
It is. It's like 30 quid, I think, but apparently it is massive. There's people I know who've ordered from them and haven't been able to get it through their front door, so they've had to like open a window.
Fucking hell. Oh, mate, that is brilliant. Oh, dear, oh, dear. So I bet that's definitely one for the lads. Yeah, punnage, mate. So basically, here we go. This is the theme. So the title of the show is Old Butterfingers and Wreck-It Ralph. So we've got some puns saved from the other day, taking the piss out of the old Southampton, conceding 9 goals. And that hasn't been achieved since we bummed the Tractor Boys in 1995, which was brilliant. So we've got, for the Evertonian puns, we've got inspired by the one and only David De Gea, a.k.a. Butterfingers. So what we're doing, mate, ready, is creating any kind of lube / oil, butter, lard, anything that's sort of slippery, puns for any past and present Evertonian players. So brace yourselves, get your inhalers ready, get your asthma pumps. Jordan Slipford. And here we go. Question for you. What's their assistant manager called? The old mighty Scotsman.
Duncan Ferguson.
Oil can Ferguson. So turning back the clock, they had a French midfielder, someone Dacourt or D'accord without the T.
Yeah.
Instead of Olivier, I've called him Olivier. So got a bit of the oil there, mate. Yeah. And then there was this. Let's think back to Championship Manager 97-98. There was this player who was like supposed to be the absolute tits. Ended up signing for Arsenal. Did fuck all. What was his name?
Yeah.
Someone Jeffers. Does that ring a bell?
Franny Jeffers. Yes.
Here we
Francis
go. Another
Jeffers.
Franz slips Jeffers. So now, come back to 2021. What's the
Yep.
left back called now? The dude with the old tattoos up his forearms.
Is it
Begins
Lucas?
with a D, the surname.
Yeah. Oh God.
Digne.
Oh God. That's it. Digne. That's it.
All right, ready? Instead of Lucas, we've got Lube Ass Digne. So, bit of slippery action there, mate. You've got Howard Ken. Do you remember Howard Kendall many years back?
Yes. Yep.
So you've got Howard Kendall, and their top goal scorer who we signed, who was an ex-Chelsea player. What was his name? He was now playing for Interchester over in Italy. Belgian.
Lukaku. Yeah, sorry. Fucking.
Ready?
Bloody.
Brain fart. Romelu Lukaku.
Brilliant.
Then I've got two more for you. So we got a bloke back in the 90s, Anders Limpar. I've got Anders Limplard. So obviously we said the old butt fingers for De Gea. So I've thought about something that's kind of from the lactose family. There was a player called Lee Carsley. So we've got Dairy Lee Carsley. So, I've never tried using Dairy Lee as a lubricant-based substitute. But
yeah, no.
I don't think the missus would be happy if I started experimenting with cheese spreads. But Valentine's Day is just around the corner, so you got to sort of reinvent stuff in the bedroom. Oh, fucking hell. So, mate, what do you think about what was it? Southampton the other day, right? So you've got to feel sorry for their player. Alexander Jankowicz, the poor bloke, debut match, has a brain fart, tries to fucking he's trying to stud old Scotty Too Hotty in his Scotch eggs. So that was one hell of a fuck off.
Mate, I'll tell you what, right? We're lucky that McSauce come out of that, because his foot was grounded in the floor, and that was a leg breaker. That tackle.
Yeah, I know. Fucking hell, mate. That was proper Sunday league.
That was proper. Yeah. You got to feel sorry for him, but even still, you don't do those sort of challenges.
Exactly. So the other puns that were planned for the other night, right? So basically, we've got the Wreck-It Ralph bit. So mein Freund, my friend, old what's his face, Hassan Hootel.
Hassan Hootel.
How do I? Oh mate, I used to remember something in German. Ich bin ein Arschloch. I'm an asshole. So we've got Wreck-It Ralph. So 2 seasons on the trot. He's got bummed 9-0 again. Thank you very much, mate.
Yes.
Now, I thought, how can we create some puns? So we've got Jankowicz, and I thought, right, I'm going to dissect his name and get wit from Jankowicz.
Yeah.
So if you look in the dictionary, wink has 2 kind of meanings. One is sort of related to intelligence, and the other one is sort of related to wittiness and banter, something that we love. And this is therapy for the fan base. So obviously we got Jankowicz, which is a pun in itself.
Yes.
So I've got some ready for you. So these are past and present Southampton players. So we've got ready. We've got Angus Pun, Angus Gunn, the goalkeeper. We've got James Ward, prone to laughter. These are stupid as fuck, right? They got a player called Ryan Finnegan, so I thought Ryan Funnigan. This is fucking stupid. Instead of Caleb Watts, I came up with Caleb Witz. We've got Theo Wall Common Sense. Oh dear. Instead of Fraser Forster, we've got Catchphrase Forster. And instead of Danny Ings, we've got Danny Lack of Intelligence. And and finally, there what's the how would I say this? The Obergruppenführer, the superior group leader. It's the one and only Ralf. Here we go. Ralf hasn't a clue. So
yeah.
Oh dear, oh dear.
Oh,
so actually, do you know what, mate? One of the highlights of the week, I've just got to salute Hasenhüttl for this. His fucking gloves, mate. They were brilliant. He is reinventing like glove fashion.
Yes.
I'm fucking sick,
Definitely.
mate.
Do you know
some strobe lights and glow sticks.
Cast your mind back to the Attitude Era, right? Do you remember
mate.
the wrestler Booker T?
Donk? Yes, mate. Oh.
He used to wear funky gloves like that and do his spinneroonie. So Hasenhüttl is doing a Booker T impression, I think.
Oh, sweet, mate. That's what he's aspiring to be, I think. But then again, he's got his sort of Tony Pulis thing going on with his tracksuit from Matalan and this weird cap. So das ist so good. So you love a bit of glovage.
Oh, mate, honestly, he did not look impressed come like the final whistle. He was like dumbfounded, wasn't he? He was like, I don't know, he didn't know what way to turn.
No way. I mean, he should have just stuck his bum up and just said, whacking another goal. Because basically took fucking 9 boots off his backside. Oh, dear, oh, dear. Oh, fuck, mate. So, have you got any suggestions about his gloves? Do you think he should take his gloves off and pass them on to De Gea to see if they will sort of cure his inability to catch a ball?
Yes, because currently I believe De Gea has got 2 dildos on the end of his hands because he can't catch for shit, mate. He's just got. What program was it? Was it Jackass when they sellotaped 2 dildos to that bloke's hand when he was asleep and he was walking around?
I think so, yeah.
That is De Gea.
That was either that or his old CKY. Yeah, defo one of them.
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
Mate,
or Dirty Sanchez.
You know, when we first started this podcast, I ripped into De Gea episode after episode. And I now think it's time that I start it again.
Okay, go for it.
Oh, fucking. He has got no desire whatsoever. The proof in the pudding there is the 3rd goal. He basically tickled the ball when it went past. He was like, I don't want to put my hand out for that. And he moved his hand. Right? He's got no command of his area.
He didn't even command the... There we go.
Yeah.
Jinx, mate.
Yeah. Did not command his area. I don't know if that's
some kind of like family psycho... what's the word?
Maybe.
Oh, fucking... do you know what I mean? We're thinking about the same thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Psychopaths. Family psychopaths.
Yeah.
We got the psycho gene.
Yes.
Fucking
he just
System of a Down. Psycho, propane, cocaine, crazy. Oh dear.
just imagine Dave headbanging to that. But
Oh, totally. Still in the old whiplash
yeah,
dance.
but you know, like
He
when they
was
on
more
the
bothered about the
paddock,
fucking linesman.
yeah, I know.
Yeah,
And so was right, and I'm sorry, I haven't slated this player for a while either. But Maguire was more worried about the fucking linesman. You know, again,
yeah.
the third goal was caused by Maguire because he was not in line with his defence. He was about 2 yards
I
behind
know.
him and played Calvert-Lewin onside, dick. And then,
Yeah,
yeah, it was just, the Paddock made a good point last night. Basically,
yeah,
when De Gea first come to the club, he was doing these sort of
yeah,
like mistakes where he was not getting hold of the ball. He was just palming it off and creating
yeah.
opportunities for the opposition. He's kind of gone full circle. He's now gone back to that, right? Whereas, like in the past, he used to save us 10, 12, 14 points a season through his
Yeah.
goalkeeping. He's now costing us
That's right.
10, 12, 14 points. And
Totally.
it's horrendous. It's like,
I read that he's got the
you know,
second lowest save percentage this season out of all the top flight
well,
keepers, which is, I mean, talking about domestic top flight keepers.
yeah.
I
But
mean,
for
but there's too many
a
fucking
bloke,
errors.
yeah, it's crazy. Like, he cannot distribute the ball correctly. He
Yeah.
he's got no confidence whatsoever. Now, a
It's
good
just
point was
shaggy
made
do, mate.
yesterday. Yeah, Gary Neville made a good point last night on the commentary. That was the best
Yeah.
attacking performance that United have done in a long time. But what has happened is
Yeah.
it all fell apart at the back. The centre backs,
Yeah.
well, mate, I don't know what the fuck they were doing. And I can't even I can't slate Luke Shaw or Wan-Bissaka because they were playing well. They played well. It was
Yeah.
the two centre backs and the goalkeeper, and that's where I'm
Totally.
pointing my finger.
I mean,
Now,
the wing backs
it,
have definitely sort of upped their game a lot, and also
yes,
when they sort of thought, all right, if Robertson and Old are the fanny fart on the right for Liverpool, sorry, I just cannot think of his name right now, and I don't know why I said fanny fart. Tourette's, basically. So
who's
they
at
were
the right
getting
back?
in loads of assists and stuff. Yeah, for Liverpool. Fucking hell,
Alexander
what's his name?
Alexander Arnold.
Arnold Schwarzenegger. We've got them two that set the benchmark, and we've got
Yes,
our wing backs that are sort of aspiring to surpass their success, sort of stuff, and they're doing really well.
yeah.
And fucking hell, the other day, right, there was one point. Get ready to laugh. Fucking Aaron Wan-Bissaka, when he gets his 2 goals, he was on par with Tony Marshall for his fucking league goals in the Premier League.
Yeah, I know. That's how bad it
But
was.
mate,
It's crazy.
but I was actually very happy with Marshall's contributions. There were 2 proper number 9 goals, using his
Yeah,
strength and whacking them in, mate. That's what I'd like to see.
yeah. I think the problem
So,
that Ollie has got now is obviously our next game is the FA Cup, isn't it? And I would have
yep.
thought that Hendo would have started anyway, potentially.
Yeah, that's what
Um,
Howson mentioned
Now,
earlier. It's kind of convenient that it's the FA Cup next,
yeah, but
because it'll be
for
a
some
discreet
unknown
way of
reason,
dropping Dave.
it will. But then I've got no faith in the fact that Big Dave will be back between the sticks at the next Premier League game. He will be
Yeah,
back in between the sticks, and that's not right. I think he needs to be dropped for another. He needs to be dropped for a good 8-10 games now. He's fucked up far too many times. He, but the main issue that we've got, and that I have arguments nearly weekly with people, is they will not put a player who is being paid 350k a week on the bench. That just will not happen, and that is the problem.
Now you got to think it was kind of done with Dirty Sanchez, and I think now it's time to be done with Shaggy Doo. So, bold moves should be made now if we can try and catch up with the Citizens. I mean, they're on a ridiculous run at the minute, but I know Guardiola. All of a sudden, he can fuck up, he can trip up, and all it needs is for them to get a couple of injuries, a red card, and they go wobbly again. So there is hope. I remain hopeful. I'm not saying 21 is coming, but it can definitely come. If we correct,
I'm going to say it here and now. We are not going to win the Premier League this season. However, we will finish second. I've got faith in that fact, and that will be an improvement. Still an improvement on last season. But it's what we do in the summer that will lay the foundations for the next 5 years for us. Now, if we get the right people in the summer, we will win the Premier League next season. Yeah.
Sweet.
I could be wrong, and we could do it this season, but I just don't think we've got the what's the word? We haven't got the momentum at the moment. We keep stalling. I.e., fucking Sheffield United. Liverpool. We were stalling. Do you know what I mean? And there's little fuck ups like that. Everton fucked up. We had we played a worldie against Southampton, albeit they were 2 players down, and they played 85 minutes with 10 players. Fair enough. However, we were cutthroat. It was precision. Everything was taken well, and even last night with the goals, our goals. All right.
Yeah, it was Joy Gasmick, mate.
McTominay's goal was a bit of a fluke in the fact that the keeper slipped. And if he hadn't have slipped, he most likely would have saved it. But at the end of the day, a goal's a goal. Fernandes come up
I've got another pun. Mate, hold the phone. Another pun. Instead of Olsen, Oilson.
Yes. Well done. Excellent.
There we go.
Yeah.
Right. Listen, keep going. Keep going.
Right. Keep going. Right. We had King Eric with that worldie that he scored from just inside the box. We now have King Fernandes. That goal he scored yesterday was just pure sex. End of. Basically,
it was
literally a mirror image of Cantona's goal, wasn't it?
It was beautiful. He just needed to do sort of like that sort of rotation with his body turning round in slow motion, looking around the stadium, and then acknowledging the talent. So, mate, that was just, it was beautiful. So,
it was.
We're hitting the 30-minute mark. Have you got any final words you want to say?
Yeah, I think, overall, the front players played very well yesterday. We got let down, and I said it a moment ago. We were let down by Maguire, Lindelof, and De Gea. Lindelof is a liability, and it is proven that when Maguire plays with either, well, no, I'm not going to say that. When Maguire plays with the caretaker in Eric Bailly, he plays a million times better. When he's with Lindelof, I don't know whether or not there is an issue between the two, but they just don't seem to connect.
They're not on the same wavelength.
Lindelof is a liability, and same as Maguire. They don't have pace. You can't have that. You need one fast centre back. And this was a good point I saw on Facebook today.
Facial
there
book.
was I think it was facial book. Yeah. I think it was United's people, is it, or United, whatever they're called.
That's right.
Yeah.
United People's
they
TV.
put up,
Yeah.
that's it. I think they put up a picture of like some of the old school players together, like Giggsy, Keane, Rio, Ronaldo,
Yeah.
and someone else. And they were like, out of these players,
fuck
who
me.
would you want? who would you want to
Ford
bring
Capri,
in
mate.
to the current squad? Would you want Ronaldo to be ripping it up the right wing? Would you want Keane in the squad to command and influence people? But then someone made a good point in the comments. They go, no, I wouldn't want either of them. I want Rio Ferdinand to be in defence, to be able to mop up the shit. And that was a very good point because, you know, as I've said it before in previous episodes, good attack wins you games, solid defence wins you titles. And that is the problem.
Totally, mate.
Our defence has let us down time after time.
Yeah, sweet, mate. No, I'm definitely with you on that. Well, my closing words or my last words for the episode is basically any of the listeners, please whack in your punnage. If you want any of your slippery puns for the old Everton past and present players, give it to us. And if you want to give us any witty puns for Southampton past and present players, go for it. So I'm optimistic, and I think it's time to give Hendo a run and let David De Gea borrow old Hasenhutl's gloves. So those are my last words, mate.
Quickly, one last point, right? I was actually texting one of my mates today, and he's a United fan.
Yeah.
And he was like, do we give Romero a run?
No.
Because we know we can do it.
Well, that ain't going to happen, mate. Don't forget the Argentinian transfer window closes, I think, on the 18th of this month. So there's still a big chance that he's going to bugger off.
But if he doesn't go, he's been brought into the Premier League squad for the remainder of the season, along with Sir Jones, which is very, very, very worrying.
Yeah. I can't see it happening. His contract runs out in about 4 months, so I can't see. It would just be embarrassing. It just show that the board are even more inept than they already are by not letting him go in the summer. So that's all I'm going to say, mate. I can't see it happening. I'd give it like a -1 out of 10 sort of thing probability. But you never know.
But yeah,
you never know.
Definitely.
Okay, mate. So give me your final words or your closing words.
My closing words: Harry Maguire is a twat. David De Gea has got dildos for hands, and it's over and out for me.
Okay, auf Wiedersehen, mein Freund. Speech later, you chronic master fucking Peters. Oh dear.